This is exactly what the Padres needed as a huge series victory thanks to these performances. Who made the biggest impact and what does this mean for the future? Let's talk about it. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest with your host, Andrew, where today we can be happy that Padres can still win games and win series. So let's talk about it. Before anything, please subscribe as always. I want to try to get, if we can, to 3K subs by the end of the baseball season. Not just September, but October. How about this? If we get to 3K subs by the end of October, what would you guys want us to do? I'll have to loop Christian into this because I didn't tell him. I didn't clear this with him. I can speak. So yeah, what would you want us to do if you somehow get us to 3,000 before the end of the season? Nothing weird, please. But yeah, baseball. That happened. It was great. I liked it. Let's do our quick. I don't know where AJ Cassavell's been, but he hasn't tweeted since like the end of August, so I hope he's chilling. But extremely rare low stress win in House of Horrors. Offense showed up on the back of very good, very different swing decisions. Extremely good pitch mix game plans from starters. Article Monday. Lineup dynamism. Is that a word? Dynamism. Season's not over. Keep the faith. It's a good day. Good day, right? Let's start with, well, let me read this first, and then we'll start with the other one. Good bounce back for the Padres. There are no wins at Coors, only survives and losses. That's so true. Salvage 2 survives and kept pace with LA. Offense looks like it's finding it again, and Dylan didn't crap his pants with a lead. Getting going just in time for me to roll into town Saturday. Good for you, Rich Roberts, you. But let's start with Dylan Cease. I think this is one of the bigger starts. I feel like every single time Dylan Cease has a horrible start and then he has a good start, I'm always like, this is one of the bigger starts of the year for Dylan Cease. But low-key, it kind of is, right? Because now it's the proving ground of, are you good enough to pitch in the playoffs? And Dylan Cease made a case, right? Now, before we, get too excited, yes, we played the Rockies. So the Rockies are horrible. We all know the Rockies are horrible. But again, you are playing at Coors Field, and we did just see Jeremiah Estrada give up 4 runs against the Rockies. So I think overall, I will be happy, and I will be a little. What's like a little bit less than impressed? I'm like a little bit less than impressed with Dylan Cease. Like I'm happy he did it. I mean, 5 strikeouts is like a normal amount for our team, but Dylan Cease usually gets more. But I mean, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. Well, I mean, obviously 1 earned run's good, right? But the 2 walks, well, I'm being a little too hard. Let's just say, I said hard. I meant harsh. Let's just say I'm happy with what we got out of Dylan Cease today. Like I said yesterday, it's either we're either gonna get a good solid game from Dylan Cease or he's gonna get lit up, right? There's no in between. So I'm happy we took the positive route, or at least Dylan Cease took the positive route, right? So he did his job. Let's put it that way. He did his job. And he got his first road win of the season, which is really sad. But I mean, I feel like earlier on the season, he only had I don't remember what it was, but I knew it wasn't that many wins. But I feel like he's slowly closing the gap in his win-loss total. I don't have that off the top of my head, but I feel like that's true. And then Morahone had a nice little 2 innings. David Morgan, and I hear his name all the time, and I'm still going to say it wrong because I keep forgetting. But let's see. Mariancio? Oh, God, please yell at me. I know you're going to yell at me anyways, but please yell at me. He's been looking low-key good all season, actually. He gives me Nabil Crismatt vibes. Because I remember Crismatt, we used to use him only when games were super out of hand. And then he started pitching really well. And then we started using him in more high-leverage situations. So if he can turn into a OG good Crismatt, that'd be fantastic, right? I guess we can touch on Yu Darvish right now. So tomorrow, I feel like it was either Nick Lodolo or someone else that completely destroyed us last time because he's a left-hander. So hopefully we don't have that. It's probably going to be a lineup. It's either Arraez is going to be dropped or Shildt or maybe Sheets, but Arraez or Cronenworth, and they're going to put in Iglesias at shortstop because he can hit off lefties well. So I'm curious to see what his lefty lineup is going to be. I don't think, and I really hope to God it's not leaving off Ryan O'Hearn. That being said, Ryan O'Hearn has looked kind of shaky recently, so now that I say that out loud, maybe that'd be okay. But besides the point, the more important part is what Yu Darvish are we gonna get? Are we gonna get the 5.75 ERA Yu Darvish, or are we gonna get I'm still really good but old but still good because I'm good at what I do Darvish? I don't know. I do not know. and I'm curious to see what we get, right? But we're back one game again from the Dodgers. They sneaked out a victory against the Orioles, so cool, I guess, whatever. But let's talk about the offense, Machado included. I believe this is the first time Jackson Merrill and Manny Machado have homered in the same game this season. More of that, please. And then also Tatis had a 441-foot home run on Saturday. But Machado, he went 452 for a 2-0 lead in the first inning. I saw a lot of Machado doomers in the chat, the comment yesterday. And again, I'm not saying he hasn't been horrible last month. This month, a little better. I'm not saying he hasn't been horrible. But let's not pretend like he hasn't been the best hitter on this team for like the entire year up until like August. So, again, say what you want about Machado. Say that I agree that he's been bad, but he's not a horrible player. Some of y'all pile on top of Machado and pile on him and like, oh, he's the worst. Oh, he sucks. No, he doesn't. No, he does not. I mean, he's had, what, 2 home runs in the past couple of days? I remember I watched him hit a home run against the Orioles, so I don't know why you'd want to say overall he's a horrible player. Is he as good as he used to be? Obviously not, right? But is he overall a horrible player? No. Right, so let's look at the offense real quick. I mean, Machado got on base twice. The home run's really nice, but he had some good power again. David Johnson, Bryce Johnson, not David Johnson. Who's David Johnson? Oh, that's the running back. Bryce Johnson. I mean, he's been doing the most out of his opportunities, so I love seeing that from him. Arraez had 1 hit finally, but the 2 walks are nice. I feel like Arraez getting a walk is honestly a low-key big thing for him. And then Machado for a pretty nice game. O'Hearn, I understand why they substituted him out. He's looked kind of ugly at the plate recently, so hopefully he'll figure it out because we do need Ryan O'Hearn to start, producing more. But I'm okay with Iglesias coming in. I'll talk about the defense in a sec, but Laureano, home run, obviously, but 3 strikeouts is not pretty. I feel like him and Ryan O'Hearn have been getting struck out a lot recently, but again, as long as they're producing, I can't be super mad, right? But Gavin Sheets, we'll start with Jackson Merrill because I have a thing for Gavin Sheets, but Jackson Merrill has looked very, very good today. He almost had like 2 home runs. Yeah, I think it was like 2 home runs he almost had, so it was nice to see Jackson Merrill get back up. And then Jake Cronenworth's been solid, right? I don't care what anyone says. I know you look at the 248 average and you're like, that sucks. But like, look at Freddie Federmin, right? 262 average. His average is better than Jake Cronenworth. But in every other stat, like on base and slug, and I'm sure OPS, wherever I can find that is better than Federmin, right? So if you look at average only, that's not the full picture. But yeah, Jake Cronenworth looking good. Freddie Federmin has been looking good recently. A lot of you guys gave up on. Basically, I'm going to shame the doomers for dooming so much because a lot of you guys said you hate Freddie Federmin. Why? I mean, he's a better hitter than Diaz. He's a much better defender than everyone else on this roster. So I love Freddie Federmin, and I will continue to love Freddie Federmin. But let's talk about the defense real quick, right? So me and Christian, we've been talking about getting Cronenworth at shortstop to get everyone in at-bats that like can hit, right? And I feel like today was a very good day to try that out. Because Dylan Cease is more of a strikeout pitcher. So there's going to be more pitches, or there's going to be less balls hit in play because he's going to strike out a lot more people. That technically didn't happen today, but my point still stands. That's how he usually pitches. And then Jake Cronenworth had a solid day at shortstop, right? I think he's earned himself more plays at shortstop or more games at shortstop. Arraez we'll have to see, right? Arraez has always been a horrible defender at second, and he dropped that 1 pop fly. While I understand the sun was in his eyes, I feel like Jake Cronenworth would have made that play. Or Iglesias, I'm not sure. I don't know where the sun was relative to the stadium direction and all that. But I think overall, this is an ideal lineup. Tomorrow against lefties, no. Get Iglesias in there because even though he's not the best hitter on this team, obviously, he can hit better against lefties, and he has good defense. And Yu Darvish, I feel like he's going to pitch the contact. So when it's like people who give up contact, like a Nestor Cortez, Randy Vasquez, people like them, you want to get your best defenders out because they're reliant on the defense playing good behind them, which is why Vasquez has won a lot of starts. Debatable. I don't have the stats on hand, obviously, but I feel like that. I feel it. And when I feel it, I'm usually right. So, according to myself, at least. But yeah, what else did I have for you? Sheets' development has been remarkable. Nice to see him getting regular playing time. And he just hit, was it home run number 20? Was that his 20th home run or like 19th? He's almost at 20. So does it say on here? No, but that's fine. I'm pretty sure he is getting close. So yeah, having Sheets be the player he has been all year is genuinely amazing. I forgot you guys hate when I say genuinely so much, which is my fault. It has been, honestly, I'm gonna look up at the source. I need more words for genuinely and honestly, but he's been great, right? No one's gonna say he hasn't been great. I know he's had his moments where he's on and off, but for the majority of the time, he's been great. And then finally, claiming a disappointment because not sweeping just shows me you don't know how baseball works. Especially after the 10 days of baseball this team has played, series win is a good result. Just for some context, AAA Rockies still win 28% of their games, and we've taken 7 out of 9 so far this season, going 5-1 in cores. I am pretty sure that nobody in this sub would have taken that for granted, I think they meant, at the start of the year. These 2 wins are simply a great result to snap a 5-game losing streak. If this is what the guys needed to get back on track, I'm all here for it. Now let's go on to beat some Reds. So yeah, great take, right? I feel like we've had a lot of doomers in the comments recently, and I'm not gonna blame you for it because we have played horribly recently, but I think this is a good opportunity to reflect on the fact that we have some good games coming up. We're going to play the Reds, then the Rockies again. So this is a stretch to make up ground and get some wins. And then when we play the Mets and the Brewers and even the Diamondbacks, let's just try to win those series because they're going to be super hard, right? Mets are a good team. Brewers are a good team. D-backs have destroyed us on occasion. So let's just win some games, right? That's all we got to do. Win some games. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not a lot to talk about today. Just we'll see how things go in the future. That's what matters the most. Will these inconsistencies, also please apply, will these inconsistencies stop happening and we'll start having consistent wins, consistent at-bats, consistent offense and pitching performances? We need consistency. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. How do you feel about today's game? Do you think Dylan Cease has earned himself a playoff start, or will you wait and see? How do you feel about the offense? Do you think we're back, or again, wait and see? But yeah, let me know how you guys feel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Go Padres, and please subscribe. Get us to 3,000, please. Let us know what you want us to happen when we hit 3,000. Okay, goodbye.